Hi. What is up, Team Danger? It is Friday morning. We are out here for another round of Find That Leak. That is right. I struggled with this thing yesterday. I'm gonna play with it a bit today, but today I've got a dyno appointment. I am not nearly as excited today as I was last Friday when we went, because last Friday I was sure that we were gonna kick some ass, make boost sounds, and then I was gonna be riding off into the glory over the weekend and doing smoky burnouts and driving my son around and having a good time. Well, that was as far from the truth as you could possibly get. So we came home, I plumbed it in hot, so there's no more intercooler, because I thought, oh, that thing must be a brick, right? Rerouted all the plumbing, got all the clamps tightened up, all the stuff, and then I pressurized the system and the thing pissed air like frick, dude. It was like letting the balloon knot off a balloon, and just fucking air went everywhere. So I started chasing leaks, and pretty much every hose clamp I learned that you got to take the clamp and stick it right at the end of the silicone coupler, because if you stick it before, it would pinch it and buckle it up, and it would just piss air. So all the couplers are good, and then I had leaks on the fittings on the wastegate, and then I have O-ring leaks on the O-rings on the injectors, and then my IAT is leaking. I mean, it's just no wonder why I didn't make any boost, because it was pissing all of it out. But when the car's running and you're in a noisy shop, you can't hear the little hissing and the leaks and all the stuff. So I pretty much narrowed it down to the wastegate has a leak. So I'm going to re-silicone the little diaphragm that we siliconed at the shop over there. I'm going to do a good job of it and let it set up before I put that back together. And then the IAT sensor on top of the manifold is just a plastic piece that I siliconed in because it was vacuum. So it works fine for vacuum, but when you put it under boost, it wants to push it out. So I think we're going to give that thing an extra dose of silicone and stick it back in. And then lastly, the injector O-rings leak, but I think that's because they're not seated all the way down. They are a truck style injector on a Trailblazer SS style manifold, which usually takes a shorty. So I have a spacer in there, but I think my spacer is a little too tall. It's not seating the injector all the way. So I replaced all the O-rings last night, and the injectors, put it all back together, and it still leaked. Not as bad, it was better, but it wasn't good enough. So I'm gonna silicone a few things, shave the little standoffs, put everything back in, roll into the dyno. We'll get some footage of the cars. I should be there early enough to get some other cars that are being dynoed, and then hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed, and I will actually be excited if it works today. And if it doesn't, I won't be terribly disappointed, because I'm not as ecstatic as I was before. I got sketchy trailer again, so today is going to be pretty adventuresome, to say the least. But well, here we are at Walmart Supercenter, because I heard they had a sale on tile wastegates that are the real version of the knockoff one that I have on my car, that I have issues that it's still leaking. So I'm going to go ahead and just replace it with a legit one. That'll check that leak off the list, and then I've got the injectors, and then the IAT I'm going to make a little hold down. So if I can knock all those things out, I figure the drive out here to buy it is the same as if I were to sit there and mess with it and silicone it and then have it not work at the dyno. So lesson learned, kids. If you can afford a decent one, buy it, or find a used one or a new used that somebody never even used, and just save some money that way. So when the guy rolls through, hopefully I'll get my wastegate, and hopefully it bolts right in place of the one that I have there, and I could check that off the list. And I know it'll work because it's legit. It should be good to go. And I'll bring the crappy one with me anyway to the dyno, just in case we have more problems. But I'm gonna wait for the dude to show up at the Walmart parking lot and hopefully get a good wastegate for a decent deal. Okay, so it's a lot later in the day, as usual, than when I wanted to actually leave. And I put everything on here, done all the fixes. And instead of testing everything and staring at it, I'm gonna load up and go to the dyno, because that's where I need to go anyway. So I can sit here and test it. If I find a little leak, I'm gonna drive myself nuts. So I'm gonna say that I did my due diligence, and we're gonna go. So let's get out of here. Here's my my new wastegate, by the way. So we'll see if that fixes the issues. So we had a wastegate issue, an IAT. I made a little hold down. I'll show you. Bam, there's my little hold down. And then I have these little spacers under here, because these are truck injectors on this intake manifold. So I just shaved them down a little bit, and then hopefully that puts a little more pressure on them to seat them a little bit better. But that's it. That's the old college try. And I'm going to kind of clean up, get the trailer swinging around, load this thing up, and we'll get rolling. So we are finally on our way. I don't know, it's like 2:45 or something. I'm the last dyno appointment of the day, so I don't need to be there at least for a little while. So technically I'm on time, but I threw some parts on, did my due diligence as far as the leaks go, but I did not test it because I don't want to be disappointed. I'm just going to pretend that everything is okay. And then we're towing it to the dyno. So I got the sketchy trailer in tow, the Maliboom is behind me, rolling slow in traffic, and we're going to get there, throw it on the rollers, and it's either going to work or we'll get disappointed again. So I will keep you guys posted.
Damn, look at that bad boy, he's bad. Good old California. Just taking my Viper out. Has a Hemet plate. Bought my Viper in Hemet, which is really odd.
Well, once again, sketchy trailer came through. My car is still on here. We arrived. Now it's just a matter of when my appointment is. So I'm gonna go see what everybody's up to, and then hopefully we'll get some footage of this thing on the rollers. And I want to show you guys this beautiful ass car, the 64 Impala. At least it's badged as a super sport. I don't know if it is or not, but I think it has a console and all stuff. So we'll show you that. And then he's gonna start working on a Z06, and then my turn is after that. So show you this car, show you this thing tuned, and this should make some decent power. It's a 6-speed car, so they always put down decent numbers because they don't lose any through the tranny. But check this beast out. I even like the color. You guys might not like it. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I dig it. Definitely not OG interior. And a quick side note, my very first classic car was a 64 Impala. Probably in actually worse shape than the Maliboom is, but I used to kind of drag race and street race my buddies with it. It was the slow races, but we had fun, and I always have fond memories of that car. Maybe one of these days we'll get another one, but I don't know. Alright, it is finally my turn. That Corvette made 468 at the tire, so damn near 470 at the wheel, so that's pretty good. Some a cam and just a couple little things, but basically just a cam only motor. Stock head, stock everything 6.0. So I'm gonna unload the turd, put my sweater on because it's cold, and see how we go. Hopefully we make some turbo sounds this time. So we got the base pulled down. I didn't pull my camera out because I didn't really want to, I didn't know what it was gonna do or not. So it seems like it's somewhat working, so we're decent. We'll make some more passes and pulls. It's gonna make turbo sounds, and I'll let you know what we end up putting down for power. That's right, baby, we made it. I'm actually excited, more excited the car just runs and I can use it, but it's still in one piece. 530 to the tire and like 500 foot-pounds of torque on a hot setup. Granted, it is a cool day in here, so I'm sure that helped a bit, but you know what? I made the goal. I didn't even think we were gonna hit 5 at all today, to tell you the honest truth. We pushed it a little bit, but that's fine. That's max effort. We'll turn a little down a little bit and we'll drive it on the street. So we did it. We made it. A little bit of effort. It took several tries because we had to mess with the boost controller because I don't know how to work it, so I had instructions out trying to get it set up properly. But it runs, it works, it's still in one piece. We made 500 horsepower to the tire on pretty much junk ass stuff, although I did splurge on a new tile wastegate today. I got for 300 bucks. That kind of blows the budget stuff, but you know what? I struggled with the Chinese one, so we'll go ahead and throw that one in the dirt, and I'll keep the tile on there. But we made it, we did it. I'm glad you guys came along with me. If you have any questions, hit me up. If not, that's it. I'm out.